Today I'm going to run through and show you how to find your answers for the study guide for multiplying and dividing decimals. I got grams and kilograms, so I'm looking for this fact. I write the fact so it looks like a house with an upstairs and downstairs. 1 kilometer is the same as 1,000 grams. So I'm making an equivalent house over here. Since I got kilograms, it needs to go on top because I had kilograms on top over here. So to go from 1 to 1,000, I multiplied times 1,000. I added on 3 zeros. That's the same thing I'm going to do over here. So my answer is 3,000 grams. Looking for the fact with liters and milliliters. 1 liter is 1,000 milliliters. So I have 4,000 milliliters. It's going to go on the bottom because I had milliliters on the bottom over here. I divided by 1,000, which means I really got rid of 3 zeros. So I'm going to get rid of 3 zeros, and my answer is 4 liters. This time I'm going with kilometers and meters. So with that top fact, 1 kilometer is 1,000 of the meters. And I have 7 of the kilometers, so it's on top because I got kilometers on top. Multiplied times 1,000, added on 3 zeros, so my answer is 7,000 meters. This time I got centimeters and meters. I want this fact. 1 meter is 100 centimeters. That's what a meter stick looks like. And I have 900 of the centimeters, so they're on the bottom. From 100 to 1, I divided by 100, got rid of 2 zeros, so I should just end up with 9 meters. This time I have meters and kilometers, which looks like this fact up here. 1 kilometer equals 1,000 meters. And this time I'm starting with 20,000 meters. So to go from 1,000 to 1, I got rid of 1, 2, 3 zeros. I get rid of 1, 2, 3 zeros. I still have 20 left. 20 kilometers is my answer. And I have kilograms and grams. I think that's actually supposed to be 8,000 from your study guide. So I'm using this fact. 1 kilogram equals 1,000 grams. And I'm starting with 8,000 grams. So to go from 1,000 to 1, I got rid of 3 zeros, so I'm getting rid of 3 zeros again, and I'm at 8 kilograms. This one, which of these is a centimeter long? Remember, the centimeter is the same size as our centimeter cube, so the only one that makes sense is an ant. Which of these is a meter long? Think a meter stick. It's about as long as my leg also. So the one that makes sense is none of them, right? Oh, actually one of them does make sense. You have to read carefully because it's not a flagpole, it's a flag. And the Texas Longhorn flag in my room and the American flag, they're both probably about 1 meter long. Which of these weighs 1 gram? Well, the centimeter cubes that we used also weigh exactly 1 gram. So it's going to be something really small. And we know from science, we did this one time before, that the large paper clips were a good substitute for a 1 gram weight, which weighs 1 kilogram. Besides the big hexagon metal weight that I have, we also used the dictionary. Because a kilogram's about 2.2 pounds. These kind of problems were from doing the Delmer decimal dance. So I'm going to multiply to the right 1 spot, and that would give me 163.2. Divide left 2 spots, 1, 2. I'm going to have an answer of 4.3256. And I'm multiplying right 2 spots, 1, 2. My answer is 9586. Get my comma in there. It's really 9,586. If you want the decimal point there at the end, you could have it. You don't really need it because it's a whole number. Alright, let's try some division problems out here. I'm dividing by a decimal. I'm not allowed to have a decimal point in my divising. So I got to move this over 1, which means I'm going to have to move it over 1 here. Throw a 0 in there. Go ahead and put my decimal point up there so I don't forget it. How many 25s in 3? None. When I subtract, how many 25s in 32? I'm going to have a 1. Subtract, I got 7. Bring down my 0. How many 25s in 70? 2 of them would get me to 50. Now I have 20 left. I don't have any other numbers to bring down, so I'm going to add on a 0. After my decimal point, bring it down. How many 25s in 200? And I'm going to have 8. 8 times 25 is 200. So my answer would be 12.8. Again, I have decimals in my divisor, so I got to get rid of them. 2 spots to the right. 1, 2, 2 spots to the right. Put my decimal point up. 15s and 0 is 0. 15s and 7, 0. 15s and 75. Let's see, 15, 30, 45, 60, 75. There it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. 5 times 15, 75. Nothing left over. So that answer is really just 5. 2.4 divided by 0.3. Move over my spot 1 place. So how many 3's in 2 is 0. How many 3's in 24 would give me an 8. And 8 times 3 is 24. Nothing left over. So that answer is really just 8. 2.4 divided by 3.3 is 8. This time I do not have any decimal points in my divisor, but I do have decimals in my dividend. So all I have to do is bring my decimal point straight up and just do the division work, just like it was dollars and cents. No 6's in 0. 1 6 in 7. Got a 1 when I subtract. Bring down my 2. 2 6's in 12. And there's nothing left over, so my answer is 0.12. No 6's in 3. How many 6's in 36? Well, 6 stacks of 6 toothpicks. 6 times 6 is 36. Oh, I almost forgot. I need to make sure I bring that decimal straight up. I'm going to do some multiplying with decimals. Remember, I just multiply like normal and add the decimal at the end. 9 times 3 is 27. 45, 47. Count it over 1 spot, so I'm counting over 1. There's my decimal. 47.7. 8, 24, 12, 14. This time I had to come over 1, 2 spots, so 1, 2, 14.48. 7 times 4 is 28, carrying my 2. 7 times 0 is 0 plus 2 is 2. If you want to go ahead and Marco and Polo, and then I got zeros and zeros. And when I add up, 028, and I had to move over 1 spot there, plus 1 more spot there, so that's 2 spots total. Gives me an answer of 0.28. 7 times 3 is 21, carry my 2, 18, 20, Marco, Polo, 2 times 7, 14, carry my 1, 2 times 6 is 12, plus 1 more is 13, add them up, there's a 1, a 4, a 5, and a 1, and I came over 1, 2 spots total, 1, 2, 15.41. Got some story problems. Gasoline costs $2.88 a gallon. Frank puts 13 gallons of gas in his car. How much did it cost? I'm just taking the 288 times 13, 24, 26, 6, 8, Marco, Polo. I got an 8, 8, and a 2. Add them up. 4, 14, 16, 17, 3, and I had to go over 1, 2 spots with my decimal, 1, 2. Since this is a money problem, it would cost $37.44 for that much gas. 6 people splitting the cost of pizza and drinks. How much does each person pay? Tells me I'm going to be dividing. So I got 54.78 divided by 6. There are no 6's in 5. In 54, I have 9 6's, and 9 times 6 is 54 exactly. Nothing left there. Bring down my 7. How many 6's in 7? One of them. 7 minus 6 is 1. Bring down my 8. There are 3 6's in 18. Nothing left. If I look at my answer right now, it does not make sense because I'm not going to be paying $913 for some pizza and drinks. Don't forget to bring that decimal point up there. So my part was $9.13. Sounds way more reasonable. Box of 9 cookies costs $1.35. How much would just one of them cost? Whenever I'm looking for just one, this is another kind of problem when I'm dividing. So I'm taking $1.35 divided by 9. I'm going to go ahead and get my decimal point up there this time so I don't forget it. There are no 9s in 1. There is one 9 in 13. Got a 4. When I subtract, bring down my 5. How many 9s in 45? 15. 15. About 5. 5 times 9 is 45. I subtract, nothing left. The 15 is my final answer. 15 cents for each cookie. Apples cost $1.65 per pound. Hank buys 5.2 pounds of them. How much does he need to pay? I'm starting with my $1.65. Taking it times 5.2. Remember, when we buy fruit by the pound, it normally doesn't come out even. So let's see what happens here. 10, 12, 13. There's a 3. Marco Polo. 5 times 5, 25. 5 times 6, 30, plus 2 is 32. Carry my 3, 5, 8. There's a 0, an 8, and a 5, and an 8. And I went over 1, 2, 3 spots total. 1, 2, 3. 8.580. Remember, this is a dollar problem, so I would be rounding off to the nearest penny. Since I got a 0 right there, stay where you're at, act like a cat. And this is going to go to $8.58. Jeff bought 4 of the soccer balls. How much do you have to pay? Go find a price for the soccer balls. $9.04. And I'm buying 4 of them, so I'm multiplying. 4 times 4 is 16. 4 times 0 is 0 plus 1. 4 times 9 is 36. Put my decimal point in over 2 spots. Would cost $36.16. Lisa paid for 2 bones and 4 mice with a $20 bill. How much change should she get back? First thing we need to do is buy all of the things. So we're getting 2 bones. So 2 times 2, 19. It's going to get me to $4.38. 4 of the mice. Ooh, 4 times 5 is 20. Carry my 2. 28, 30. 12, 15, even $15. So add up both prices, $15 and $4.38. At the checkout lane, they're going to be asking you for $19.38. She pays them with a 20. I want to know the change. So now I want to subtract $19.38 from the 20. I'm going to have to do some borrowing. 10, 9, 10, 9, 10. There's a 2 and a 6. 0 and a 0. So I'm only going to get back 62 cents. Paul bought 6 cars, paid with a $50 gift card. How much money is still on his card? Find out how much he spent. So 6 times 4, 56. I got 36. Times 5 is 30. Plus 3 is 33. 24, 27. Put my decimal point in. He spent $27.36. How much money did he start with? It doesn't matter that it's a gift card or a $50 bill or a check. It's just how much money you started with. I'm taking the $50 minus $27.36. Lots of borrowing going on again. 10, 9, 10, 9, 10. There's a 4 and a 6. 2 and a 2. He should end up with $22.64 on his card still. Grandma bought 3 puzzles and 4 fish. How much will she have to pay? Just how much will she have to pay? So I'm just looking for her total cost. 3 puzzles and 4 fish. Let's multiply them out. 32, 36, 39, 8, 11. 11.92 for the fish. 21, 18, 20, 9, 11. $11.01 for the puzzles. Put the 2 together. 11.92 and 11.01. Add them up. And we're at $22.93 for what Grandma had to spend. And that was the end of the study guide. Hopefully you got them all correct and you'll be ready for the test tomorrow.